Hello, I am Super Orange Cat, and I've got some big Toonami news for you today. As I mentioned over the last couple videos, there's been a little bit of a tension around what the next show to Toonami is going to be, because we have 1 week delay. We're getting a repeat of Attack on Titan this week because we couldn't get the new show, which will be airing next week, which led many people to believe that it's going to be a big license, a bigger name show. And if you believe that, you would be correct. Fire Force is coming to Toonami. It will be debuting on July 27th, and it'll take the midnight slot. And what that means is that, yes, we do have a new schedule for that date. However, you're going to be a little disappointed in terms of stuff being switched around because Gundam is still at 3, My Hero Academia is still at 3:30, but more on that later. Fire Force is a show that I honestly thought they wouldn't be able to get now. It seemed too big of a name. It's a really hot anime right now, no pun intended. Although there's a little bit of a controversy considering that it's about firefighting and about the Kyoto animation disaster that occurred yesterday. I believe in Japan they delayed the third episode because of that tragedy. So there may be an issue in terms of like the speed of the dub relative to the actual show in the future because of that. However, it'll be interesting to see how that happens. I believe this is actually somewhat not really a simuldub, but they're still creating the show in Japan. This is fast. Like I said, they haven't even aired episode 3 yet in Japan, as far as I'm aware. So yeah, we're getting something that's a really fresh anime, and that's probably the reason why it took so long to get, is because you have to work all the semantics out, make sure that it gets dubbed quickly too. And that's just interesting. It's the first time since I think Attack on Titan that we get a show that's airing while it's still being created in Japan, which is interesting. And yeah, I'm surprised. I'm honestly surprised they got a good name title like this. I haven't watched much aside from a couple tiny clips of Fire Force, but it looks very good from what I've seen, and I'm really into watching it when it comes out on July 27th. And now, on to the schedule. A little bit of, I could see this being a little bit controversial because, like I said, DeMarco had that tweet last week saying Gundam's going to eventually move to 1 o'clock, and have him before that say, oh, if you keep watching My Hero Academia, it's definitely going to go up in the schedule again. Neither of those happened. Like, what we get is virtually the same lineup we've had for a while now, like Super's at 11, Attack on Titan, the last that's actually just gonna be the last episode of Attack on Titan because the week after that will be Genlock. So I assume Genlock will also be holding on to the 11:30 slot. Then you have this show, Fire Force at midnight, Loop on the third part 5 at 12:30, Food Wars at 1. Then you have Black Clover at 1:30, Boruto at 2, His Dad at 2:30, Gundam's at 3, and My Hero Academia is at 3:30. Again, personally, I don't really mind the schedule at all. Actually, I really like it because I want to watch Fire Force, and the two shows that are currently my favorite on the block in Loop on Third Part 5 and Food Wars are all three are connected to each other like that. And it's also reasonably early, so like I said, I can get sleep afterwards, and it's the three shows I really want to watch on the block. So personally, for me, it's good, but I can see a lot of people complaining, a lot of people not being happy with Gundam staying at 3 o'clock. And Gundam so far this season, from what I've been able to see, has actually been pretty positively received. And of course, My Hero Academia at 3:30. Like I said, a lot of people, if you look online, they've been complaining about those two decisions for a while, and that complaining's not going to stop anytime soon. And yeah, and you can argue about how tone deaf Toonami is towards its fans based on the schedule, but hey, they got to show everyone wants in Fire Force. So that's an upside in my opinion. You can get a little worried. Like some people are worried about Food Wars being out of Toonami's comfort zone. Like, why would they get to Food Wars? It's not well, it's a shonen, but it's not the type of shonen that Toonami usually get. And then of course Genlock, which I very disagree with being on the block. As in, it's not even an anime, it's Rooster Teeth. And then out of nowhere, they pull up this good idea for a show they picked up in Fire Force. Although, if I really, really had to go with the show I wanted, I would go Dr. Stone, but I know there's a lot of semantics with that and how it's advertises premiering on Crunchyroll, so we weren't going to get Dr. Stone. But Fire Force is a nice second place. It's a nice consolation prize for sure. But again, what are your opinions? Do you like the selection like I do? Leave your comments down below. If you want this content, if you want more Toonami news content like this, please subscribe. Please hit like. Please hit that notification button. I appreciate your guys' support. I'm Super Orange Cat, and that is all.